how to use the Almighty Ease explained. So what I decided to develop for you guys to understand my process when it comes to the B2C market or the B2B market, here's my sales timeline from the beginning when I meet my customer and towards the end. So let's get right into it. If you haven't already, please print out the how to use the Almighty Ease step-by-step guide on my website. You can find it on the home page or on the About Us page. Please follow. It's going to be very helpful and important that you understand the concepts and my strategies and tactics I use to close every single deal. Okay, let's get to it. So within 10 seconds, I am judging a book by its cover. What you see is what you get. When the customer comes into the store or coming towards my table of business, I need to know what's going on. And the only way I can judge them or understand them is based on their appearance, right? So, what type of clothes are they wearing? Is it business casual? Are they wearing gym clothes? You know, do they look like a bum? All right, are they wearing high fashion clothes, Gucci, Louis Vuitton? All right, their hygiene, are they clean shaven? Is their hair a mess, right? Do they smell? And I'm hoping they smell good. Are they wearing cologne, perfume? What's their verbal communication? When I say hi, do they say hi back? Or do they say hi when they see me? You know, being courteous and polite. What's their body language? Are they closed off? Or are they receptive to hear what's going on in the store, what's going on with you? Are they receptive to get information? That's very important. The next 10 seconds, I talk about this in my video, how to connect with anyone in 10 seconds. You must, to break the ice, the sell it like Isaac way, you want to greet with an over-the-top joke. Jokes do help, all right? It's a dopamine hit for people. When you're sad, what do? You typically sometimes go on TV or read a funny book, watch a comedy show, go to the comedy club to laugh with you and your girl or your significant other. It's a feel-good drug, right? It's a feel-good hit. So jokes do work. Now you want to keep it PG-13 because you don't want a lawsuit or a bad review on Google, okay? Ask the customer if their day is going well and what brings them in the store or, you know, at your table today. If they are more like, I'm in a rush, so what are you selling, right? If they're like that, especially in New York City, LA, or any metropolitan area, you have a lot of people that are like that. They just want you to get right to the point. So you can skip all the jokes and whatever you got to do and go right into it. You want to go into the minute to 4 minute timeline. So when you're in this time slot, you want to make a bold, educated, and informative statement about the products or services you are selling. You have to appear as very confident and an expert in your field so they can trust you, they can feel more comfortable with you, and you're building that rapport, okay? To keep the customer engaged, you must choose which Almighty Ease you want to use, right? Are they more receptive to the entertainment philosophy, the education philosophy, or the economics philosophy? That's up to you to figure out based on, when you judge a book by its cover, based on how they respond to your over-the-top joke, all right? If someone is coming in really fast, you don't necessarily want to use the entertainment sales philosophy unless you're really good at sales and you're really quick. You know what I mean? I would stick more towards the education and economics philosophy if you're meeting someone who's really in a hurry. You know, they don't have time for you to be saying jokes, okay? So use your common sense. All right, so I typically use the unrelated but related statement strategy. For example, when I was selling Mike's Hot Honey, I always reference Mike's Hot Honey because I love those guys. Mike, Matt, what's going on, guys? I would say, you know, this honey has wildflower bee honey infused with red hot chili peppers. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. So I'm talking about the actual honey, right? That it has, it's wildflower bee honey, and then also has red hot chili peppers. And then I'm making a comparison to the honey with red hot chili peppers, and everyone knows that song. Give it away, you give it away, you give it away now. So I'm bringing some type of some similarities, you know, to what I'm selling. You know what I mean? They could probably understand the reference, and it might be funny to them, right? They might laugh or not. And you want to do that every time, 2 to 4 minutes into the conversation. So the reason why you're doing something unrelated but related, bold statements and using those strategies and tactics, because you want to know if they're actually listening to what you're saying. They're actively listening. Because a lot of people take in the information and they don't understand it, they can't repeat it right back to you or anything like that. So you want to make sure they are focused on you and what you're selling. So that's why I use the unrelated but related statements from time to time. Don't do too much. You just want to make certain those choices just to make sure they're listening. And if they're not listening, then you want to kind of just move on and get right to the 4 minute to 10 minute timeline slot. Okay. Let them ask questions. You need to know what they want, why they're in the store. Let them ask questions, right? Find out what has meaning for them. Analyze that data, and then you will use the almighty ease, okay? You calculate that, and then find out if they are a yes person, no person, or maybe person. So, once you're in the 4 to 10 minute time slot, how do they want to be sold without being sold? Jeffrey G, a great sales guide for all us. For if you know Jeffrey G, if you know the 12.5 principles of selling, the little red books. He says this. He says it's more important to know why your customer buys versus how to sell. Why they buy. You know, what's the reason behind it? You know what I mean? You need to know why. So once they give you this information, you will know why, hopefully, if you're doing doing the right thing and following the sales philosophy. And if you're not, and you're not sure, you need to take a course. So once you know why, then you use either entertainment philosophy. If they're upset, you want to do the opposite, right? You want to make them happy. So I would use entertainment philosophy. If they're happy already, you don't need to entertain them anymore. You can just educate them, right? Because they're already receptive. And if they're in a rush, they just want to know what's going on, how I can save money, then you use the economics philosophy. Now, are they yes customers, no customers, or maybe customers? If they are receptive to what you're saying, they're yes customers. So you want to tell a story, because story sells, all right? Story sells. If there are a no customer, you don't want to chase to sell. It's going to turn them off. Believe it or not, everyone says it. Sometimes you don't make that sell right away. Sometimes you make it after the fact. It's always, the money is in the follow-up, all right? There's dozens of customers and clients that I've met, and I offer my services. I didn't push it. I said, hey, here's my number. I'm the CEO. If you're interested down the line, you can call us. If you need advice about where to put certain brand ambassadors in certain stores at certain times so we can make the most money for our brand, you can call me. I'll give you that free information, free consulting services. Don't worry about it. And then, believe it or not, later on, they would actually use my services. And I've closed a $60,000 deal that way, all right? So what you can do is have your vice president of marketing, your CEO, business card with you. So if they don't necessarily like your product and they're not really curious, you can say, hey, talk to my CEO. If you got any suggestions, or you want us to answer, or if you want someone to answer more of the questions you might have more in depth of what you want to know about our products and services, you can contact the CEO. Because what you're doing is you're showing them that we care, right? We want to know what's going on with your decision process, what's stopping you. So talk to the CEO, talk to the highest boss. It makes them feel important, extremely important when you do that. It makes them feel special, and that's what you want to do. Then you have the maybe customers. If they're a little bit like, yes, no, you want to tell them and emphasize why your product is better than the competition. Now, you don't want to bash your competition, but you want to speak the facts. My product is organic, it's non-GMO, or if I'm in insurance or let's say finance, well, we give you a discount every last month of the year, right? Because if you sign on, we want to give you a discount on some of the fees that we offer. Or if you're a tax professional, maybe you would do their taxes for free if they refer maybe someone that they know, a friend or family member, and you'll do their taxes for free. So you want to give some type of discount to entice them to use your products, all right? You got to be very careful because there's a lot of people, especially now with the COVID-19 pandemic, there might be a lot of people trying to get over when they're okay. You know, they might be an essential worker and this whole pandemic didn't affect them, but people are always looking for deals. And you don't want to give discounts to everybody, so you got to use your head, use your common sense, or if you're not sure, you need to take my course, okay? So from that stage, you're cooking, all right? You're cooking. It's going to be a yes or no, all right? So if it's a yes, great, you move on. If it's a no, great, you move on. After that, 1 minute, 60 seconds, you want positive reinforcement, positive self-talk, all right? You want to analyze what happened with that particular deal, breathe, relax, chill, and you have to say, fuck it, all right? Fuck it with a smile. Because as I talk about in step 3, you have to let it go. You can only give what your customer lifestyles embodies. If they're the type of person that cannot make a decision in life, they have a hard time just on the basic stuff, grocery shopping, certain car washes they want to use, certain sneakers if that's who they are, that's who they are. It's nothing you can do about that. All you can do is present yourself the best way with this sales philosophy, follow this timeline, and that's it. You only want to work with people who's interested in you. Stop chasing people who are not interested in you and don't care if they're not interested in you. You want to focus on that targeted audience. And obviously, if you're in the store, the targeted audience likes that particular product or services you're selling. If you're in a supermarket, like Whole Foods Market, the people that go there want clean food. So you already have your target audience. It's just a matter of, do they like your brand versus the other, okay? And then from that point on, you want to double down on your strengths and not your weaknesses. So just look at what you accomplish. You know, what some of the points and key terms they were responding to, and just make sure you strengthen them, right? Strengthen them to make sure it's super clean and precise, and it's a lot of clarity, all right? A lot of salespeople, they're not clear on their messages and how they deliver. So you want to be very, very clear, okay? And that's pretty much it. So I want to do a quick recap. So the first 10 seconds, you want to judge a book by its cover. What you see is what you get. Within that 20 seconds, you need to break the ice, say an over-the-top joke, or go straight into the 1 minute to 4 minutes section of the timeline if they are in a rush. Make a bold, educated, informative statement about the product or services you're selling, because you have to be seen as an expert so you can build that rapport, build likability, build trust. Keep the customers engaged by using the almighty ease. So you're going to start, thinking about that in the back of your head as you're talking to them, analyzing the data. And then you want to say things that is unrelated but related statements. So you can see if they're actually actively listening to what you're saying. Let them ask questions, answer their questions in a fun, exciting way, depending on what ease philosophy you decide to use. And if they are a yes, no, or maybe, if they are a yes customer, you want to tell a story. If they're no customer, you want to get suggestions, recommendations, and you want to give them the CEO's business card or the vice president of marketing business card to show that you are that you care and that they are important, that you want to know why, what's going on. And then maybe offer a discount or compare yourself to the competition. All right, and then last but not least, after you finish this timeline section, you want to say fuck it with a smile and review, analyze, and then move on to the next deal. I'm Isaac Isogay, seller like Isaac. Buy a course today. Thank you for watching. Peace.